Good evening. This is Simmion, coming to you from the outer reaches of the universe, bringing you energies to support your day and to take you further into the world of your Creator. As we listen once again to all the concerns of the world, all we can say is there are none. What is being generated in front of your eyes has nothing to do with reality. What you know in your heart is real and is becoming the full reality of everything in everybody's world. Know beyond a doubt that there is nothing wrong and that everything that's being developed is in line with everything you brought to the world. In looking into the future, everyone will have concerns. In being in the future, you will have no concern. This is the difference right now. You have moved past the point of looking towards something that's about to happen. You're in the middle of everything that is happening, and you are feeling the future as it generates from your previous visions. You've gone so far that you cannot even look back. And when you refer to anything, even from yesterday, it's all out of date. The essence of everything in everybody's life is totally active in bringing together the perfection that you feel whenever you dare to step into that perfection. The energies that we bring into the world are so refined that nothing can disturb the results. And no detail needs to be provided to explain the perfection that is actually sitting around you all right now. The minor events in everybody's world are so insignificant that it's difficult for us to even focus on any such thing. When you decide to join with us, it happens. When you decide to focus on something else, that happens. And when there's a disturbance of any sort, it's there for a reason. There is no need to even bother with what the disturbance is about or why, because it is caused for reasons outside of what you can understand. like a child inquiring about why you do certain things that are totally outside their field of understanding. We've gone past the explanation stage many times, and we've been turned back many times by the questions that really don't mean anything, by the inquiries that are based on something that's fictitious anyway. It's not for anybody to be an expert on what is happening, why it's happening, or what it's for. It's for everyone to adopt the simplicity of only taking on what is perfect. And that means taking on everything and seeing it as perfect in its own way. And the things that are not in your direct field will never be a point of judgment for anything. Over the many, many years of analysis that humanity has gone through, it managed to achieve the ultimate of distortion on everything. Judgment is not based on present reality, it's based on many, many conjectures and thoughts that have no basis at all. These difficulties that are generated by humanity are easily stopped by humanity. A moment's thought before speaking will reduce 90% of inquiries to zero. The elegance of each person's being is such that a moment of delay in reaction will solve all supposed difficulties, because the answer to most things are contained in the question you raise. If you didn't have the answer, you wouldn't have the question. And this is what occupies 99% of a person's mind. It's not a case of closing off the mind, it's a case of being the perfect being that is quite confident about having nothing wrong, having all the choice in the world, and being able to transmute anything into perfection. There are many thousands of methods that have been developed by many people to achieve the impossible, to heal, to solve problems that are really not problems, and to take you all around in circles and put you back where you started, at the beginning of the question, once again. This endless cycle ended some time ago. And now, if you find yourself in that cycle again. There is nothing driving it except habit. And the fact that there's nothing driving it makes it totally simple in all its essence to completely forget and ignore. As we move past the endless cycle, the greatest difficulty in the minds of people is, what do I do if I don't do this? What do I say if I don't comment? What is it that I'm supposed to do? The answer to all of those is, I don't know, you tell me. It is your life. It is your total essence of purity and of advancement that you are demonstrating in this world. You are totally responsible beings, and you will generate perfection, even if you say nothing. So it's not about saying, and it's not about learning. It's not about knowing. It's about living. And if you live with questions, you'll live with questions all your life. If you live with answers, you'll live with answers all your life. If you live with life, you'll follow your spirit and enjoy every moment. The practical part of life no longer exists. There is no such thing as practicality in the world of your Creator. There is no such thing as a practical application of something that grows randomly, unless you develop an application, and it will last for a short time. Just like a flower, at the right time in its life, you can find a practical application where you can put it in a nice place and allow it to look good for everybody else. But it only lasts for that short time. And that is nothing to do with the life of the flower. That's the interaction in your world of your idea of what you should do with the flower. And there is nothing wrong with it. But if you look closely, that is one of the shortest times of the life and the growth of that flower. And even when you think it's dead, it still has a life. But the change of structure goes out of your focus because you have declared the flower's life as the time when it's in your life. So know that interaction between lives is short-lived. It's not the focus of your life. The focus of your life is only known by you, and it will continue that way forever. As we speak of forever, we lean towards the reality of actually being a being forever. In the infinite part of your life, you don't necessarily blossom the same way as a flower. In the part of your life you're experiencing right now, You're at the blossoming stage, where you're at the effect of those who can see you just as you saw the flower, where they believe they can pick you and put you in the right place and make you look the way they would like. There's nothing wrong with that. But like the flower, it's not your life. We can talk about what's in you and around you, but that's only a consciousness that you have right now. If we talk about your full life, it doesn't end. It transforms and it stays with you. But the you that I talk to does not fade away in any way or form. That you that talks to society disappears. But the you that I speak to is there forever. Taking this into consideration, it's reasonable to see that you can look well past the field that you're in right now. And to remain in the perfection that you want, it's necessary to see that the phase you're in right now is relatively short-lived. And therefore, not necessarily the focus that makes you feel the perfection of your own being. To generate what you came to Earth to generate, you have to look past everything. And you have to exist in the endless field that makes you feel totally comfortable and totally accepted in every sense of the word. You don't have to do anything for this to happen, but you do have to stop the chatter. And you do have to allow yourself to rise in front of your physical being and then step behind you in total support. It may seem like it's more than one person, and in fact it is. Every character that you ever try on is a character that you generate. Every new feature of your life has a different show to put on. And every part of your essence exists in each one. The focal plane that you present to people when you interact is no longer a fixed picture. It moves and changes. And with the increase in the energetic fields, your camouflage is now transparent. So in a practical sense, the game's up. All secrets show. Everything that you used to be able to put behind the scene is now out in front of you. And everything for the future is all around you. We go into these areas to indicate that humanity can do anything, including confuse itself at the expense of others. With the energies and the fields that are in the world right now, none of that is actually hidden. So we give no advice and we offer no solutions, because each person has their own advice and their own solution. And it's not a matter of even daring anymore. It's a matter of dropping everything that you've ever put up as a so-called problem, and dropping all the camouflage so that you can walk clearly in every world and be seen for who you are rather than who you represent. You might say, I represent the highest. I would say, if you represent the highest, why isn't that you? There is nothing that you can represent that is higher than you. Even your Creator says you will do more than He has ever done in the world that you're in. Know this and show yourself as the master of the workings of your universe. As the greatest expert in everything that you bring to the face of your planet, and to the most brilliant combination that you have ever known in all the universes. What we do in stretching ourselves into your physical world is give you a conduit to your own world. The world that you thought you left behind when you entered the earth plane. The world that never leaves you. We open that channel every day. And now we declare that there's no need to ever close it. The constant reminders are no longer needed. And the gifts that you bring from your world are about to be revealed. The gifts that seem complicated are the simplest thing in your world. All that is needed is for you to actually consider yourself in a much higher light than you ever have. and to never look back for any reason. Every event that could ever occur to you in the world is within your capability. And although things may seem impossible, they are not. Things may seem beyond your capability. They are not. You may think you have to learn. You do not. And you may think someone is better than you. They are not. In every moment, you are the master, not only of your own destiny, but of everything that comes into your world, and the master of how it all works. And you need no methods, no advice, no assistance, and not even any encouragement. The simplicity of your being is only there because of the great complexities that feed it. Those complexities are not your concern. And you do not have to invoke them under any circumstances. To look into how you work is very interesting, but it doesn't help the workings. You look into how a car works, it doesn't help the car work. As you delve into anything, it doesn't change how it's working. But if you interfere, it can. It can cause destruction, and you may need assistance. Assistance to stop you destroying yourself. Our influence is there every day. And each time anything seems to be too much, all you have to do is stop and watch it all float to the surface and take its own position in accordance with the complexities that you do not have to deal with. From here, you will go into a whole new way of living, into a way of living that gives you access to what I might call new feelings, new events, new prospects, new excitements, and everything that has ever been different in your thoughts. The factors that are involved are not important. But what is important is that life will smile on you. Your heart will open. The joy of all things that have never been seen before will fall upon you. And your character will be seen by everyone. Each time we speak, we build more of the hologram of the unknown for your solidarity. And this time, we are at the opening of a whole new perspective. Where silence is actually golden. And where excitement makes no sound. The physical body will respond to things that it's never seen before. And your interaction with spirit will be encouraged in every second. There is much more that we can speak about. But for now, we'll leave you with something new. The level of love that is held in everyone's heart can now increase 1,000-fold. And the result will be felt throughout the universe. So love one another as you've never loved before. And know that I am with you always. Your loving friend, Simmion.